Yes, I'll put some kind of filter on this so it's palatable for whoever's watching. Because this is for you, all of you. And I don't know how to be all positive when I know what I know. Which is why I have the thing about I wear pink sunglasses on purpose. But don't worry, I don't have access to or am in or able to get to all the places I used to be able to, where I met so many of you, or so many of those who have heeded and understood what's happening enough to take their essence out of here and do whatever else. I'm just here to say again, to emphasize this point, because I was lucky enough and unlucky enough to go through things that I went through, and because I love with a capital L, and I will love with a capital L every freaking thing, and force myself to. If that doesn't make sense to you, you need to understand that I am personal. I'm a personal person living my life since I was born. So I have the personal things to deal with. I also have had an extraordinary amount of experiences on other levels and with other minds and with others who have been around, and feel very strongly about many of you. And there's no one that I miss. So I don't mean miss as in I miss you, because I mean miss as in what I'm talking about is for everyone. And even those coming in to destroy, even those coming in to use what they use and how they use it to ruin things. So anyway, my point is, besides get out, and besides, somebody really could have, gotten me out too. But I am, and always will be, still the one that knew you on all those levels and on other levels. I'm just going to call them levels. And looked how I looked, and was who I was, and am who I am. And I was always on the physical as well. So however you knew me, and however I knew you, and however much I didn't know of you, because I had a great understanding of many when transitions happened, because I was always around, which extended past, visual and basic senses. I have very little of that now. I have some, a little bit at times, but very little of that now. If I use the word attack, I just sound weird and paranoid, so I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say I've been through a whole lot, and I cannot, access anything in the way that I used to. So that should make a lot of others, I guess, happy and feel secure. But really, I'm not the one to run from. Again, I'm also going to say this, and because I have to, my name and initials and author name, and not so much my real name, but different things I've done have been taken in different ways by others to make things sound a certain way or seem a certain way. And also, while I was just living life and doing and exploring and learning on all those different kinds of landscapes possible, all kinds of things were thrown at me, which I have mentioned before, that just did roll off my back because I understood at that time enough, but you didn't understand at that time that I went all the way through. I wasn't just on whatever level you knew me on. So, and my things and some people's abilities I did not have because I was intentionally made to not have them, such as hearing all channels, which made it really difficult, I understand, for others at times. Anyway, but what I'm saying now is, again, the things that have worked for you in the past, I understand. I understand what's been done. I understand what others do and have had to do to survive. I understand just how far people might dance back and forth or into and out of something. I understand leaving and coming back. I'm not able to do any of those things. And I'm trying to tell everyone that those who still think that they can just send someone else around to do something or, dance their way through something looking like something and then go back to whatever. It's not going to work this time. It may be held up as an example of some who it does work for, but it is mostly not going to work this time because it's really, really different now. And there's going to be others that are just swallowed whole or worse. And I don't want to even talk about worse. I've experienced enough of a little bit of worse that I don't want to even talk about it. And the only reason I can even do any of this right now is because I have a little bit of a wall between myself and terror. You need to know that I started at age 3 as a toddler, okay, age 3, and have been taking things in and putting them together since then. So whatever you think I looked like or was or seemed like, I doubt very much you really understood me, even if you love me. And I have a very great love for many, and I am saying at this point, please do not do to me what you used to do to me, because at this point it will injure me greatly. It didn't before because it was different levels, and because I had a major complex extension of myself through all kinds of things, and also was protected in some ways, and I don't have that now. So I'm saying, don't do what you've always done, because the percentage of likelihood that it will work is not good, and the horribleness that could happen is too much to even think about. And I'm saying I started at 3, and you have never seen a video from me. You've never seen anything like the kind of crap I've had to put out in the last year. I think it's probably the last year. I had to dig deep and pull from anything I could to express things in different ways to try to get some information across. So that was interesting. I did write before, So that got some information across too. But so again, don't think you can just throw on a pair of something or look a certain way and do something and not really be it and not have that known, because there is something now that is undeniable and could be fought off, but for whatever reason, because I don't have access to the mind of some great amounts of power, is not being fought off. So anyway, don't think and don't rely on what you've always done to get through these different transitions that have been going on for at least decades and decades and decades of my life. If not before, because like I said, I started at 3. But again, I've only started putting all this crap out, not because I'm some egotistical something or other. I'm certainly not at the age now that I wanted to do this. I wasn't ever planning to do geopolitical, strategic analysis either, but I ended up having to do that. The point is, all this stuff coming from me is for a reason, and any of it that gets through to anyone, any part of it, good. So I can say I've done all I could do. And I'm not just sitting there watching someone die, or I'm not just sitting there doing nothing. What I can see is kind of limited. What I understand is not so limited. So if I have the capacity still, I am working on putting out what I plan to be the last thing I write. If life went back to all happy and normal, I might write more poetry or something. But this is going to be something that will be the unvarnished truth, and yet will not reveal any thing for anyone to worry about as far as geopolitical secrets or whoever behind what they seem to be like, whoever has been whoever, whenever. I am not here to dig deep into some kind of investigation of who you've been on all your time around wherever. I will mention things and others, but it won't be in a way that anyone would make out, probably, because others have played such a big part in my life. And that could be just others. It could be anyone. It could be somebody I read in a book. It could be somebody on a TV show. It could be some political figure in another country. There's just stuff everywhere. I probably know about 500 ways to communicate, and that means it's a way that others who want to communicate can communicate without having to deal with the differences in languages and other things. So, but there are millions, so use some of them. If you think you're in a group somewhere and you're safe, I would triple think that. If you don't understand the concept of the Archimedes man and the body as a map, I would triple think about that too. I put up one video where I had to explain in a entertaining way of a method of attack. And so please do not take that video as I'm the person that does that kind of method of attack. And please don't take that video. I took it down in 3 days because of what it said. So you basically had 3 days to get to it. Please don't take that video as if the only method of attack is through eyes. Okay, I used a song and used it because that method of attack is used all the time in different ways, and because the Archimedes man is a gigantic map that is used and believed in. So, and I'm not going more into that here. Maybe in the book, which I'm going to try to make a audible spoken book in my voice, knowing that that can be, you know, anybody that's ever been in a band or made any music, you pretty aware of how much you can play with sound, or just anyone who's ever used auto-tune. But I want to put it out in my voice now. My voice now isn't even the same as it used to be maybe like 10 years ago. I always had a voice that sounded pretty young, much younger. It doesn't quite sound that young now, and can be made to sound like anything, but I'm going to try to do it. And like I said, I'm doing it so I can say I've done everything I can. And it is going to contain all kinds of stuff that you can choose to believe or not, but it's going to be real stuff. The real stuff. And how I'm going to do that is going to be tough, because there are overlays, and there are disagreements in reality. Disagreements about reality. I mean, good luck to me. But I'm urging you to say what you can. Think about what you eat. Think about ingredients. Think about every map. Think about communication. Think about who's behind any kind of life. I'm going to go into the details in the thing I'm writing. So let's just hope. I hope I have the capacity to do it and finish it and put it out. We'll see. If I get injured, again, and it takes me too long to recover, or if I just lose everything for whatever reason, it's not going to happen. I would also tell you to be careful about the books that you have, and the music that you have, and the lyrics that you have, and know them by heart. At this point anyway. I believe there are types that have been saved in some way so that they cannot be messed with. But I don't have all of those, and I have some that are. So anyway, again, sorry I'm not doing a song and dance for you. I might put up the attack video again one more time, just because it is a real method. And please, anyone that has ever known me, do not take it as something I've ever done. Do not take it as how I feel about anything above me, below me, beside me, anyone I've ever known, anyone I've ever dealt with, or anything like that. It is a pure communication to you about how an attack can happen and how you can be infiltrated and or invaded. And you can say that's full of crap as well, but I'm putting it up as an entertainment type of video. So I will put it up again, probably for 3 more days after this. So, and I know I'm a no one to most, but really, those who believe in better lives and better levels and better things and better existences, wiser people, there's always wiser people, don't believe in who anyone saying that they're me, or that has mimicked me, or that uses something I've said or done in some other way, or I don't know how to say that without sounding ridiculous. So just know that it's been done, and just know that I have had to watch people believe something like that instead of me, who's standing right here in front of them, telling them the actual truth, and am the actual being who has been and done all of those things on the good side. Okay, on the good side. So I don't know what else to say. I'll try to make this look so not so horrible. I will put the other video up for 3 days. It is nothing I have ever done. It is nothing I would ever do. It is something to think about deeply. If I can get this thing out I'm trying to put out, it is going to show you more than you probably wanted to know, because it sure is more than I ever wanted to know. And it's taken me this many decades to put it all together, so that just shows you how well it can be done when it's done well. It can also be done horrifically. So I don't want that to happen to anyone either. So I'm sorry this is long again. I'm just long because there's just too damn much. Sorry.